And I'm proud to say my state, Andhra Pradesh, is contributing significantly in this growth story. Speaker, sir, under our leadership of our Chief Minister, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, we have been climbing the success very fast in this 7 months. And then, to be precise, we have created a board, that is AP State Investment Promotion Board, wherein we have been attracting the investors around the world into the country through Andhra Pradesh. And it is a matter of pride to say that we have created about 3,10,925 crore investments and created about 3,12,756 lakh jobs. This is not just futuristic, but also it is what we are achieving, the central government's commitment towards green energy, and also our Chief Minister's dream of making Andhra Pradesh the hub for the renewable energy in the world. As we know, we are seeing our country where the people's lives have been improved in every aspect, especially in for the poor and needy. We are also observing how the central government has generated the income and how the income has been improved for the poor and needy. We have seen the women empowerment, and now we just don't talk about women development, but we talk about women-led development in our country. So keeping this in mind, our Chief Minister, Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, has created the top and the best welfare model in the country. Now we are a state where we deliver about 64 lakh pensions with an annual bill of 33,100 crores. Sir, we have also, this is the first of its kind and first in history and in the country where WhatsApp governance has been introduced in our state. This enables a person not just going around the government offices for OBC certificates or EWS certificates or to get income certificates, but he can get this through WhatsApp. And this is only possible because of the revolutionary ideas of our Education Minister, Nara Lokesh Garu, and also the policies that has been unleashed by the central government in the digital technology. Sir, our Chief Minister, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, has a vision of Swarna Andhra Pradesh, that is 2047. It is working on 10 principles with an aim of creating a zero poverty and zero hunger state. This is based on 4 Ps, that is the public, private, people model. And this model is to create a state which is having zero poverty, a state which is home for international investments, a state which is having opportunities, and a state which is having a highest agriculture productivity, a state where the health of the people is the responsibility of our state government, and also a state with highest welfare schemes. And we call this government as Manchi Prabhutvam, that means the good government. This good government has been working continuously to rebuild our state, which has been completely left to shambles for the past 5 years. Speaker, sir, this Manchi Prabhutvam, what it has been doing is rebuilding the state, which has been from palaces to progression, from deaths to discipline, from suppression to democracy, from neglect to development, and from industrial fall to investment growth, and from land grabbing to land protection. This is what our CM dreams of, and we are very thankful to the central government for granting the financial support to our capital of our state, that is Amaravati, and the heart of our state, that is Polavaram project, and the emotion of our state, that is Vizag Steel Plant, and also giving financial assistance to our underdeveloped, most backward region, that is Rayalaseema region, and I'm proud to tell that I am from that region. And Speaker Sir, Manchi Prabhutvam once okasari mata iste adi venakki teeskodu eppudu kuda. And I would like to get into the notice, Speaker Sir, it is very disappointing and disheartening that any democratic country like United Kingdom, where the monarch addresses the parliament, and it has been a tradition from 16th century. And in US also, the president, first president, George Washington, addressed the Congress in 1790. And our country, where the president addresses, this has started after promulgation of Government of India Act 1919. And this tradition has been completely followed by any democratic country. And I think never in history it has happened that a leader of opposition commenting on the president. And we seriously condemn this act. And also, I would request every person, every citizen in this country, leaving alone politics, let us all work together. We have a quote by our great poet, and also our finance minister has quoted that Deshamunu preminchamanna, Desham manchi annadi penchumanna, Desham annadi matti kaadoi, Desham annadi Desham annadi matti kaadoi, Desham annadi manushulu, which means do good to the country, love your country, do good to the country. And our country is not just made up of soil, but it is made up of people. So I request everyone, keeping aside all the politics, caste, creed, anything, let us all work together to achieve the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji's vision of Vikasit Bharat. And people have voted for NDA, not just because we promise, but we deliver the promise, we uplift, we empower, and also we build this country.
And in the AP Reorganization Act, Polavaram project has been promised to us as a national project. So originally, the project was designed at 194 TMC, and it was designed to cater to 7.2 lakh acres of for irrigation and also drinking water needs. But in the recent budget speech, we have seen that the project has been, the storage has been restricted to 41.15 MDDL drawdown level, which means that the capacity of Polavaram project will reduce from 194 TMC to 115 TMC, sir. This is a big setback for our farmers, big setback for our state, and we demand that the Polavaram project should be constructed as promised by the central government, as given in the AP Reorganization Act. It should not be reduced in capacity, sir. It's a big hit. The capacity, if it is reduced to 115 TMC, it's going to cater to only 3.2 lakh acres of irrigation against 7.2 lakh acres which has been promised, sir. This is a big setback, and I really urge even the Telugudesam MPs, we are ready to work together on this, sir. The people of Andhra Pradesh will not forgive us if this is going to be implemented in the state. And we also want to know, sir, recently the NDA government in Andhra Pradesh, Telugudesam party, has announced that water will be diverted from Polavaram project for Banakacharla project and give water to Rayalaseema areas. How is it possible when the capacity of the project is being reduced, sir? And in the budget speech, the revised cost has also for 41.15 MDDL has been reduced to 30,496 crores, and the balance grant is only 12,157. So this is a serious setback, sir. One way, there is no, there's the promise of special category status has gone back, and now even Polavaram project, instead of constructing it fully, now it is being reduced in size, and which is reduced in capacity, which is totally against our state and interest of our people, sir. We demand that the original Polavaram project capacity should be maintained, and we are not going to budge on this. And the second important thing, sir, Sir, governments come and go, but the policies should remain the same, sir. For example, our former Chief Minister introduced English medium in government schools, sir. He introduced a CBSE syllabus. English medium means the government, all the government schools had a page of the same syllabus in English and one side in Telugu, sir. So earlier it was Telugu medium in all the government schools. With English medium, they had great opportunity and they could go anywhere in the world to study also, sir. And CBSE made them competitive throughout the countries. But the recent developments in our state, lot of people, there is thing that English medium is being discontinued and also CBSE syllabus has been discontinued, sir. All these people, sir, all these people who want Telugu medium in the government schools only for poor children have all their children studying in private schools and in English medium, sir. Sir, I like my mother tongue, sir. I like my mother tongue. I have studied in English medium and I have studied Telugu also, sir. The same thing was being implemented for the poor students in our state. We demand the India government that English medium be continued, sir. There's one thing which is common for all the Indians working abroad, one thing which is common for all the Indian diaspora. It is that everybody has strength in English. Everybody have learnt English. That's why they're able to go and work, sir. Imagine if a student is studying in Telugu medium, will he get a good job abroad? Will the big MNCs pick him up? Sir, this is going to affect the future of the kids of our state, especially the poor people, and it is totally not acceptable. The India government should continue English medium along with Telugu, and it should not be only rubbed upon the government schools, sir. This is a very important issue, and please imagine the psychological impact which is going to have on the poor children if they are not able to be on par with all the rich kids who are studying in the private schools and other schools. Sir, one more thing. I would like to talk about one of the biggest scam which has happened in our unified Andhra Pradesh, sir. The Margadarshi chits. They have collected more than 2,600 crores against the norms of RBI, and RBI has also found fault with them. They have diverted that money to their other companies, which is against all the rules. And if anybody questioned them, they have a media house and they have targeted those people, sir. It is one of the biggest scam. It is bigger scam than Sahara. It is bigger scam than Sharda cheats, all this put together, sir. But no action is being taken. Even the IT department has found fault with them. They have put a penalty of 1,000 crores for Margadarshi, and they are fighting it out in court for the past 15 years, sir. Sir, we demand an inquiry be put on them. We demand that proper cases are booked and justice is done, because lakhs of people have invested their money there. And there is a complaint also that whoever has deposited their money, they are not getting it back, and they are forcibly making them renovate, sir. Just because they have a big media house, just because they target anybody talking on this, law should be same for everybody, sir. It is surprising. A case study can be made on this, sir. How they can evade judiciary, how they can evade police. Sir, when somebody is buying watches, ED is calling them. When somebody is acting in an ad, ED is calling them. Serious fraud offences are calling them. Why is it that thousands of crores is siphoned off and no ED or no serious fraud offences are calling them? This itself is a case study for a major scam, and we demand that the Prime Minister take note of this and take serious action on this, sir.